Okay, I think we'll start actually. If anyone else shows up, they can join in, can't they? Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Okie dokie. Good to see everybody. Welcome back, and welcome if you're here for the first time, or if you've not been on the online lesson on the daytime ones and everything. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're gonna start with figure drawing today. Okay, now at the classes, the live classes, we were using these, which are wooden dummies. We're going to use, we're going to kind of use them in a sort of in a different way, obviously, because they can't physically be with you tonight. They're off. They're all gone down the pub. So I managed to take some photographs of them for you, and we're going to use those to measure against this evening. Okay. So the idea then this term is somebody said, oh, can we do a bit of figure drawing? So I took that on board, and we're going to do that. But then as we progress, we'll be looking at some different artists that use figures in their work. We're going to look at perhaps some different subject matter that might include figures in them as well. So we'll be doing a variety of stuff. But to begin with, we're going to start by just learning some of the basics about drawing the human form and so forth. Okay, so what you're going to need is you will need a ruler and a pencil. You might need a rubber as well. I've also, if you wanted to, I have put on the website some photographs of these. If you wanted to print them off. I've also put on a worksheet, which is a little bit of a guide of how to get the correct proportions of the body as well. Okay, so we'll go over to the window or the wall and have a quick look at what's going on over there. Okay, so I'll just flick over to that. Okay, so here's one of the figures that we're going to be drawing tonight. We're going to start off with a straightforward standing figure like that, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to change the figure. So I will move his arm, or I will turn him to the side, or I'll make him look like he's doing Morecambe and Wise, or I will and we'll also look at a little bit of foreshortening and things as well. We might not get through all of those, but we'll at least do about 2 or 3. Okay, now over here I've got another sheet. Oh, this is the sheet that I just mentioned. Oh, and that's this is Fabio. Some of the students this morning said he looks a bit Italian, and then somebody said, I know someone called Fabio, so we gave him the name of Fabio. So once we've finished with drawing the wooden dummies, we're going to have a go at drawing this chap here. Okay, and that'll be towards the end of the lesson, a little bit later on. So this is the sheet that I've made for everybody. Now, when I put the photograph on the screen, what I'm going to get you to do is measure using this technique from the mannequin or the wooden dummy that you can see on the screen. So I've not done it like this before, but we'll have a go. But I'll also, and you might want to print this off, I'll try and put it on the screen as we go. But basically the human form is measured when artists draw them, at least, using the head as a unit of measurement. So as you can see on here, we've got the first head, which goes from the bottom of that wooden block for his head there, and then goes, oh yeah, got nails back, there we go. And then the next head, if we move down, if you take that measurement from number 1 down to number 2, you're gonna have the chest. And then if we go down again, you're just below the waistline, and if you go down again, you're just on the top of the thighs, below those ball joints just there. And then again, you've got the 5th head, just below the 5th head, you've got the knees. Okay, on this I measured the figure being 7 heads high. It always seems that people come up with a different sort of interpretation of that. Somebody will say 6, somebody will say 6 and a bit, or 7 and a bit. If we look over here at Rodin's figure, or Rodin's statue that I drew, you can see here I measured it as being 7 heads tall, or 7 and a bit, down to the back of his heels there. Okay, so different figures, like for example Fabio over here, I measured him as being 6 heads high. Okay, so we're going to use that as a measurement, the head as a measurement. Okay, now I'll show you how to hold the pencil over on here. So just move that, get that little bit away. So here's my there's my worksheet just there, and here's the wooden dummy. Now when you hold the pencil to measure, what you want to do is, and you might want to do this now while you're watching, is put it in the palm of your hand like this, and then wrap your fingers around it like that. Okay, now I'll just zoom in just slightly. So the top of the pencil is the top of, say, the wooden head, and then the thumb measures how far down that will go. So it's like this. So you're using the thumb as the gauge for this, like that. Okay, and you can see that, or a little bit, on the sheet as well, what he's doing. Now the other thing you want to do, and this is so you don't see double, particularly if you're looking at the real thing.
Can I ask a funny basic question?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Should we draw a vertical line so that then we can put marks across it, which will be the centre point of the body?
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to get to that in just a second.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Yeah. So you can see here the chap is holding the pencil. He's measured off the first head and so on. So what I'm going to get you to do now, I'll just mute that. There we go. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put the first dummy on the screen. Just move him around a little bit. There he is. There he is. Right. Okay. So what I'd like to do before we do anything else is have a go at measuring how many heads tall this lovely fellow is here. Okay, so obviously we're not using the real thing, but we're using the screen here. So try not to have the screen too close up, because what you want to do is have your arm extended. Okay, you might want to put one hand over your eye like that. Okay, so that you can only see with one eye, or just shut one. Hold it out and measure how tall that head is. It might be a bit difficult on the screen, but we're going to give it a go anyway, and then see how many heads high this wooden dummy picture is. So try that now, like this. This may be a little bit tricky on the screen, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so has everyone had a go? Okay.
5.5.
Sorry, how many you get?
5.5.
5.5.
Yeah.
Did you include the this is something that people do sometimes, is if you don't include the first head, you end up with less. So you've got to include the first measurement and then go down.
If I'd gone to his pointed feet, it would be 6.
Right, okay.
I made it 7.
Oh, wow.
7. Okay, who was that?
I'm doing it from one. From the
right. Hey, well done.
Yeah, I've got one, and I made it 7.
You made it. Who was
I
that?
made it 7.
You made it 7. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, if you didn't get 7, if you got a lot less than that, like 5, have another go and see, because it is, I think it is a little bit harder on the screen. Okay, so here's my one, just down there. He's got a little friend next to him there that's covering up the other numbers a little bit, but I made it 7 as well. Okay, right, now this is something that often if you're measuring off a real object, people attempt to say, right, okay, I've got one head, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that measurement and put it down onto my paper. Let me just see if I can illustrate that a bit better. So here's my paper. I've measured off the head, and don't do this. Hold your pencil and then go down onto the paper and put your head there and then mark that off. The reason why you don't want to do that is because this is really small. This is really small on the end of the pencil, and you want a bigger figure. So the next thing to do is to get hold of your ruler and measure 3.5 centimeters. This is if you're on an A4 sheet. I'm saying that my first head is going to be 3.5 centimeters. Okay, I think it was Linda mentioned drawing a line through the middle. This will help you obviously as well with measuring the heads out. Okay, so 3.5. I'll just zoom in again. So you can do this now. 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. Right. And then draw horizontal lines to represent where those heads are going to go. So we know each unit of the head needs to be pretty much the same. So do these lines really lightly, because obviously you're not going to need those later. And then number them, but number them in the middle of the line, because if you number them near the top or the bottom of the row, then it can sometimes it plays tricks on you and you think that you're on one row and you're not, you're on the other. 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. Can everyone see that okay? Right, sorry, I'll get rid of this man, put up the other one. There you go. I've tried to make him as big as I can. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to start by putting in the head into the first space at the top. So on the diagram that I put on the website here, you can see that we've got the head in the first space at the top, and then what we're going to do is be looking at the width of the shoulders on our figure here. So one measurement that's quite well known is that the shoulders are roughly the width of 3 heads. So start off by drawing in the first head, and you can use the middle line that you put in earlier if you want to. I'm just going to start around here. So you do it lightly to begin with, sketching the shape of your head like that, and then use the width of that head to then work out where the next one's going to go on the other side. So you're going to end up with a 3-headed person at the moment. And that's going to help us work out the width of the shoulders. Now, of course, if you've made your head really wide right from the start, you're going to end up with a really wide person. Okay. And And if you've done it too thin, you'll end up with a really narrow person. So I think that my head is probably just a little bit wide in comparison to the dummy. So I need to just keep an eye on that. Or just reduce it down. Okay. Now, from the first head, so if we take that measurement and we move the pencil down just below the chin, if you can see it on the screen, the first head, we go down to the next one. You can see that matches up. The bottom of the first head is around the chest area, just around here, like that. Okay, so we can start now sketching in part of the torso or the chest. And then about halfway down head number 3, which is row number 3, you've got the bottom half of the torso. So if you keep looking at the screen, or if you've got the worksheet printed out, you'll be able to see that too. Like that. Now, one thing I've done, which is fatal actually, which I've seen before, is I've not put the neck in. So let's just start again there. Oh, that was somebody's Nell. There we go. So that's better. So we've got the shape of the neck in there, or the shape of the shoulders, and the neck just above it. So when you measure the head, you don't include the neck on the on the first measurement. If you got less than 6 or 7 heads, then that might be one reason why you've got a different number of heads for the height of the whole body. Okay, so once the torso's in, you can start. You can put in the shoulders as these balls just here. They're kind of an oval shape, and then we've got the shape of the shoulders there. Okay, and then obviously we can carry on moving down now. The waist, or the ball that's there for the waist, is just a little bit above head number 3. And then at the bottom of number 4, you can see where these joints are for the legs. Okay, now as I've said, it is a little bit different doing it on the screen, but you can check your measurements as you go along. So if you go back to your model or to the dummy, and you can check these measurements as you go along. So if I go up to the first head, the second head, and then down to the third, and then look back to my diagram, it should match up. So that's about right. Okay, and then you can see that the elbows come down just at the bottom of number 3. So we can put those in, join up those shapes. And then the wrists down to number 4. Are you okay there, Nell? Because I think you went off a few times, didn't you, there?
Yeah, can you hear me, Jamie?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got me twice because I've got you on our big screen.
Oh,
Where I
nice.
can, yeah, so I can see you and talk to you on my big screen, but it hasn't got video, so you've also got me on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it's a bit complicated. But
So can you
yeah,
see me on the
I'm
big
here.
screen then?
I can see you on the big computer screen, but there's no video on it, so I've got you
Oh, all
on
right.
my phone in front of you.
Okay.
In front of me. But it's all good now. All good. Sorry, you got
Yeah,
my husband a bit there trying to explain how to do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I've drawn in the top half now.
Every time Nell talks, you go.
Oh, really?
Put that one out. But you've come back now, so that's all right.
Technology. Technology. So then the knees are slightly below or a little bit below the head number 5. So I'm just doing this without the kind of subtle sort of curves and things that you would see in the legs or in the shapes of the wood bits at the moment. There we go. So this will help you understand how the proportions of the body appear. And as I said, it's worth checking those measurements, particularly if you've got your own wooden dummy there already. How many of you have got one? Just a couple of you. 1, 2. No.
Jamie, could
Yeah.
you? I was going to order one, but I wasn't really sure.
Hmm.
You go on Amazon, and there's so many. I
Yeah.
didn't know what size or. So, what's the best sort of one to order? Do you think?
Well, this one is around 30 centimeters altogether. So
Okay,
these are quite good. If you get a small one, you know, you're going to be doing smaller head sizes, if you see what I mean. Unless you get it right up close, right up like this.
Buy a
But
whole
then it's going to be.
family.
Sorry?
You can buy a whole family.
I know. I borrowed about 6 or 7 of them from school, so I literally do have a family of them here at home.
Did you? Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, at least I know where to go then, because I looked at them and I thought, well, don't order it till you've asked Jamie, because
Yeah. Yeah.
I've asked you. Thank you.
Yeah, they're quite good. I mean, I think they're generally the same. I think you can even buy them on Etsy, and it says handmade, but it looks exactly the same, you know. So an interesting thing about the size of the hand and the wrist combined is it's said that it's about the same as the height of the head. So if we take it from here, from fingertips to and include the wrists, and then move it up here, you're going to have the same sort of height. So it's like a head. And you can see that because we've got the wrists just above the line that comes between 4 and 5. And then 5, there's the same sort of gap at the bottom. So it's going to be about the same. And the same goes as well for the feet. Obviously, in the photograph that you can see there, the feet on this one are actually foreshortened down there, which means that perspective has changed the way the size of it looks. Okay, but well, you'll see another picture of the figure in a bit, and it has a bit more of a clear idea of the size. So if I'm going to draw this foot to the side, which is what I did on my diagram. So I take my measurement of my head from up the top there, and I move that down there, and I've got about this, which actually makes the feet look and feel really big. But the heel comes out of the back and forward like that. And if we're doing a foreshortened one, you can also measure the foot itself. So you can take the size of the foot and measure that against the head, so you can work out how much of the head size fits into the foot. So I've got that here. I'll just come in a bit. So I've measured off the screen here that my foot foreshortened is about this much. of that head. So I can put that in there and then draw the foot. So it looks like it's pointing towards us like that. Okay. So one thing I did on the diagram as well is I drew in the details on the wood. So you've got these curvy bits here, and you've got the bit on his chest and the bit that kind of represents the face on the front there. Obviously not much detail, but so we're drawing the wooden bits on there basically. So if you go with that on this figure, you should be all right. Now the other thing you can check as you're drawing is the gaps, the negative spaces in between. That's these. So if you check the negative space in between the body and the arms and the legs and stuff, if they don't match, then you'll know to make a little bit of an alteration. And you'll notice that particularly when I change the figure, and move the arms or whatever around. Okay, so the next thing to do then is to start adding some tone and shadow to that. So the lighting on the one we've got on screen there is quite good. So you should be able to put some really strong tone in that to start making it look three-dimensional. All right. Now, obviously, I can't see what everybody's doing. So if you think, oh, it doesn't look quite right, you're welcome to show me on the screen, and I'll see if I can help you.
Jamie,
Yeah.
can you see mine?
Yeah, I can make this. Oh, I don't know. Hang on. Let's have a look. Add pin. Move my pin a second. Only just.
Right, okay.
The width. I can just see enough. If you come closer again.
The arms look ridiculous.
Right. Basically, if you look at the model on screen, your arms, you've got the elbows. I think the torso you've got there, you know, just underneath where the chest is. That's a little bit on the long side, so you need to shorten that. Basically, the top of the chest, is slightly bigger than the bottom. If you look on the screen there, so the top of the chest there, if we look below it, where it comes down to the waist ball shape, you can see that it's slightly smaller than the top. And I think on yours it's very long, so I think you need to squash your torso down a little bit. Okay. Yeah. So
I think, but somewhere along the line, have I made the head too big, and that's making everything else?
Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the head. The head does, the head does look tall. Have you gone outside of your lines that you originally drew?
But maybe I missed the neck off. Perhaps I needed to make the whole head smaller.
The neck should be below the line. And on the wooden mannequin, the neck's a little bit taller, a little bit bigger. So that would help you shrink down the size of your torso a little bit. Okay.
But I did all the lines that you said, 3.5 centimeters.
Yeah. So well, I can't.
Still resulting in my arms being really, really long.
Yeah, the shoulders that you've got on there.
Long. Mine are the same. Mine's awful.
Mine's not.
Okay. That's right.
My torso and my arms are far too long.
I can see what I've done wrong because I started off with too big a head. Right. So I've skinned him down a bit. It's all scribble.
Right. So look,
Body.
on here, look, on here, the torso itself, this bit it looks relatively small, you know, when you compare it to the rest of the body in a way, the rest of the arms and so forth. The torso comes down, look, to about 2.5 heads. So 1, 2, and then a half just underneath. So check that.
I can't see what you're pointing at.
Right, okay, I'll put my original one on. That's better, isn't it? Right, and I'll get rid of that in a minute. So look, we've got one head, yeah. The neck down to the sort of the bottom of the chest there, and then we've got about a half a head just below it for the rest of the torso, right? Got that? So 1, 2.5. That's as far as you need to go. Got that? And then this bit, the width of it, look, isn't very wide at all. If we go down there, there's just a little bit on each side, and then you've got these quite large balls for the shoulders. All right. So have a look at that, and then the waist line, this bit here, just above the bottom of number 3 here, and that's where you start off with this sort of pelvis region, I guess, and the groin area.
Work out how your arms aren't as long as my arms here. My arms are.
Let me have another look at the head you've got.
Let me try and darken
All right.
it.
Yep. You might be right. You might be right about the shape and size of the head. You know, it's got to fit from top to bottom, but if the width of it's different, that could affect it too.
Can you see the head and the arms now?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Doesn't it look ridiculously long?
The arm does. You know, you see your the pelvis bit as well at the bottom. This bit here, that from where I'm looking anyway, that looks quite long.
I don't understand how it is when I've measured 3.5 centimeters.
Well, if you've got 3.5 centimeter high heads and you've got 7 of them, then that should, you know, that should just work anyway.
Okay.
All right. So it's where you're putting the individual elements on there that you need to check. Okay. I'll put. Yeah, just have another go, because you will get it eventually.
Stop being a troublemaker, Jackie.
Jackie, mine's the same. Mine's the same, and I've got a very long torso, and I don't know why, because I've measured it as he's told me. But it's quite horrendous. Look.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, hang on a minute. Let me have a look.
Legs. And a lot of scribble where I've got it wrong.
Hold it up again. Can't see it.
It looks okay.
God, it's too long a torso, and I've measured it. It might be that
It's a little. That is slightly low. You've got to go up a little bit with that. Yeah.
Up with
Bring
what?
with the bottom of the torso, near, you know, the ball for the waist. Come up a little bit.
You'll have a fatter waist then.
No, not if it just comes up, like from your one, yeah, is down. If I zoom in a bit, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about a bit more. So the
I've
one,
measured it, Jamie, and it's better now. I've given it a bigger waist.
okay. So yours, you see, is about down here, so it needs to come up a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'll put some clothes on him and see what it looks like with clothes
Oh
on.
gosh.
Mine looks like a miniskirt already.
Well, that is better, Jamie. Yes, you're a genius. You's better.
All we want then is to design the cutout clothes and to paste them on the Come on to the door.
That's cheered me up no end. I'm beginning to lose the will to live.
I still am, because I just measured his arms and they're as long as his legs.
We'll be all surprised, actually.
My
Start
arms are
again,
longer.
Jackie.
Yeah, mine are as well. My arms are longer.
Well, it's
Yeah,
a little
longer
bit-
than the legs.
Well,
Mine are the same length.
they
including
are about
feet,
the same,
Jackie.
to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Down
Including
to the
feet.
fingers.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. If you measure the arm, if you measure the whole of the arm, including the fingers on the hand, not that he's got fingers, and then match it up to the legs,
They're the same anyway.
they're about the same length.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are the same. It just
Yeah.
looks awful.
Okay, I've done it right then, Jamie.
It's the first attempt. I've just put first attempt on mine.
It's good. This.
I
I thought this would be fun. This one.
10 out of 10 on mine.
Yay! Does anyone else want me to have a look at what they're doing?
Struggling.
I'm hiding mine.
That's
It's mine.
I've made mine a bit
Thinner.
Sorry,
I think-
Mary.
I've made mine a bit torso, a bit thinner, and it seems to be coming out a bit better now.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I did
Okay.
that. I did a fat head and a fat torso.
Well, I always say, with most drawings, you're going to have to make adjustments, and as you learn about what you're drawing. So you're drawing a new object and a subject as well. So, give it a chance.
Are we doing robots this term? Is that
Hey,
what
I've got an
we're
eye
talking
robot here.
If you yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're doing robots. Yeah.
about? Excellent.
This is definitely going towards naked, I think.
Naked. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, naked. Life drawing. It did say in my drawing book that this figure drawing is the most difficult drawing you can do.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, I was saying today. I was saying today that I did this course actually, portrait drawing course, but the guy does figures as well and illustrates them, and he spent 10 years training, just drawing figures before he qualified and then went on to be an illustrator.
Wow.
And he did that over in America, and he lives in Spain. So yeah,
Right.
I mean, it is a very very complicated, and you learn. It's the best way to learn to draw, because you really do have to look very carefully at the subtle shapes, the bone structure, all those sorts of things.
Amy,
Couldn't we just do some flowers or something?
You can do some flowers. Yeah.
Sorry, this is good. This is good.
Do you want me to have a look, Linda?
click. How much of it you can see, actually.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking all right. It's in proportion. That's really good. Now, while you're, we're going to give you a couple more minutes. So, like I said earlier, add some tone and shadow to it next, because that'll bring out the 3D form a little bit more. And you can see that very clearly on the photograph that I've got on the screen there. It's also useful. Some people found it useful today to put in the little stand at the bottom, the round bit.
Quite funny, because looking at the model I've got,
Yeah.
you've got the waist on your model back to front. This one it's fixed, and the flat bit is on the back.
Yeah, I had a different. When I was at Earthenborough today, because I had about 7 of them, I said, didn't I? But one of them looked a lot different to the others, and I hadn't noticed that before.
I always used to like the pictures of El Greco, but his proportions were always very strange, weren't they? And what did he exaggerate? Was it just the limbs?
Often it's the limbs and the
Yeah.
hands and things like that. and they often exaggerate the perspective and things as well. I'll show you what I've been drawing. Actually, I've been drawing this one. So this is Rodin.
Rodin.
Yeah, the thinker. But I think his hands are absolutely massive. I think they're really big,
huge,
chunky hands. Look at that forearm just down there as well. Quite big, aren't they? And these feet, look at the size of these feet. So I think sometimes they exaggerate the perspective on or the proportions because of the angle that you're going to be looking at them. If you're looking at them from underneath, you know, you want to make certain bits look bigger so they look in proportion from where you're standing.
That knee and thigh look huge, don't they?
Yes, yeah, exactly. I kind of like that chunkiness though. It's almost theatrical.
This definitely looks like one of the Doctor Who characters.
Yeah. Cyberman.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I just need to film it.
It struck me, it certainly doesn't reflect middle-aged women though, does it?
No.
Lovely.
I think if it stood on our head, everything else would be in the right place.
It reminds me of one of the like a knight that you would see on the top, like an effigy.
Oh yeah,
An
that's good.
effigy in armour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does too.
Yeah.
It does, yeah, definitely.
It does, yeah.
I think I'll frame this.
Ah. You have to
Put
make
it on a card.
one of your postcards, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, we're laughing anyway. Oh dear.
Right. Who's ready for the next one?
I put a smile. I put a
Yes, I'm
smile.
fed up. I'm fed up with this one.
No, I'm going to bed.
Still got a little bit of time left yet.
Oh dear.
Right, okay. So same sort of routine for the next one.
I've got to draw all them lines again. Oh.
Well, you can draw them out roughly if you want to, but you know, if they're in the wrong place, then it could affect how things go.
What was the head? 2.5.
3. Yeah, I said 3.5 because it fits onto an A4 sheet of paper. But we're going to look at
What?
the next one. So this one here has, and I've just moved one of the limbs. So I've moved the arm upwards, obviously, and the other one down and out a little bit. Now, think about the size of the heads. You might want to reduce the size of the heads on this one because you want to give yourself room on the paper to be able to fit the arms on, so they don't go off the side of the page. Okay.
So what do you suggest?
So making the size of your heads slightly smaller. So
3.
yeah, like a 3 instead of a 3.5, something like that.
This is hard work.
Oh dear, I'm making you work. I'm making you work.
Easier to watch Netflix.
But you like Netflix?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so we do the head the same.
Oh, I can't cope. Yes, I can. I can cope.
You can.
I'll do it.
Oh dear.
Someone said to me at the weekend, when you're older, you have to keep your head going and your feet going. So definitely keeping my head going.
Yay!
Right. Oof.
Right, so again, draw shape of the head. And the torso is in pretty much the same position, so you get a bit more practice with that.
How wide should the head be?
Well, on the torso, on the head here, it's slightly more bulbous on the top, isn't it? So where the neck is, you know, it's going to be quite thin. So something like that there.
Okay. Two, three. It's going on there.
So the width of the arm, the top half of the arm, not including the shoulder joints there, from the, let me just, so this sort of length here, it's going to be roughly the same as the head, the height of the head again. So that's not including the balls. So if you draw the direction the arm is going in, add the circular bit, then take a measurement from the head, move it over, and you're going to get the bicep, or the arm bit there, the bicep and the tricep part of the arm, like that. And then you can obviously add the next bit in, and you can measure off the forearm against the head as well. So this is called comparative drawings, because you're comparing one part of something against the other, and it's a really good skill to be able to do, or to practice at least, because it's going to help you make judgments and learn how to compare things against each other when you're drawing, to get more accuracy. So that's what, you know, and figure drawing is an excellent way to sort of learn these things as well. So when I'm drawing this arm in, I'm getting in looking at the angle of the arm on the photograph there, and drawing that in, and then measuring off the forearm, shutting one eye.
So it's the length of the head on each part of the arm.
Yeah, so from top to bottom,
yeah,
of the head, top to bottom of the forearm,
yeah,
like that,
yeah.
and the other part of the arm. And it's I think it's quite interesting how these things do often line up quite nicely.
But our feet are supposed to be the same size as between our wrist and elbow, aren't they?
That's right. Yeah, and then the head as well.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, when I say that in class, I goes from here to here. I say that in class, and all the kids go like this. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The other thing to look out for, which I mentioned before, is the negative space in between here. So if that's looking about the same, then you know you're going in the right direction as well.
It's definitely wrong.
Oh dear. Jamie, oops, got it. This one is. Can I have your screen back, Jamie, please?
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, I didn't repin.
It's all right. It's just that I need it.
There you go. Is that all right?
Thank you.
Jamie, the measurement from the arm, from the head,
Yeah.
where does the round bit go, the shouldery bit? Is that included in the measurement, or
No, I'm just talking about the wooden, you know, the length. Let me just
so
there, that
that
bit from
Yeah.
there to there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I've got a very funny arm.
And then Jamie, from
Yeah.
the wrist to the fingertips.
Yep.
How
Lower
far-
part of the wrist
Yeah,
up to there. Yeah.
the same as the head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrist to the fingertips, same as the head.
Amazing. And that would be in the middle of the wrist or the beginning of the wrist.
Further down, so sort of around. Oh, around
Yeah.
there. You
Okay.
can see that.
Thank you. That makes it look very low. Yeah.
Can I have a picture back, please?
Yeah. Hello, hello. My back.
I keep getting the other people, not.
Yeah, it's because it's switching, isn't it, between people talking, I suppose.
Oh dear.
I'll just whistle.
Can you just get your picture back?
Hello.
Oh,
You can
there we
pin.
go.
I think you can pin me yourself.
You can pin
I
it.
don't know how to pin. I've not worked that out since we've been doing these classes.
So you roll over my picture, right, with your mouse or with your cursor.
Got a
Yes.
mouse, you see. I've only got a.
Are you on an iPad?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, if you're on an
Yeah.
iPad, Linda will know.
If you're on an
Yes, yeah, I
iPad,
am.
you double tap onto Jamie. Double
Oh.
tap on it, and it then comes up with the option to pin.
Double tap on him. I ain't got him now. I've got you now.
Hello, I'm back.
Right, double tap on you. Stay
Yeah.
there.
Double tap on me. Oh, oh!
And it should say pin.
Because I keep losing.
And you
that
should see an
arm.
option for
Okay.
pin.
Thanks,
Pin.
Linda. Didn't know that. We found all these out when we were doing classes online.
Yeah.
But I've still lost you. You've got to keep coming back. Right.
I'm so excited I've managed to do it. I'm so excited I managed to pin
Oh,
you.
you've done it.
Yeah.
I've never done it since we've done it. Just since we started the courses.
Oh my gosh. We're doing well today, aren't we? We're doing really well.
So, Jamie, should the two halves of the arm be the same length?
Yeah, I think let's have a look.
Similar. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got them as being that.
Okay, right.
Right, where's the other one going then?
But you know, keep measuring it yourself. If you think it's a bit different, then change it. But yes, that's what I've got it as on here.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
getting-
good. It's gone again. You've gone
I'm
again.
back. You haven't pinned me, have you?
No.
Well, I don't know. I've not worked the pin
How
out.
do we pin you?
Double
If
tap.
you've got it- First of all, everybody needs to know what you are looking at Jamie on. Is it an iPad or on
I'm on an iPad.
An iPad is useless.
if you're on an iPad, you double tap on the picture of Jamie.
But I haven't got him at the minute. I've got
I
you.
Hello. Hello.
Every time
You see me? Quick. Double
I
tap
haven't
me.
got you, Jamie. Quick, Jamie.
Hello. Double tap
Go on,
me.
do.
I've got the arms all in the wrong place. I've got
No,
everything.
I've got Sammy again. She's very beautiful. I've got her again.
If you've double pinned on somebody you don't want, I think you can double tap them and then get rid of it.
Jamie, where are you? Are you from?
I'm back.
Well, I've got Sheila.
I'm here.
No, you've gone.
Have you
I
got
keep
me?
pressing-
Have you
No,
got
I've
me?
got
Yeah.
somebody else. I've given up. Jamie, where are you?
I'm here.
Oh, keep stay there.
No, I've got it.
This is chaos, this is.
No, it's hopeless.
Hello.
If you get everybody first of all, that's fine, because that's when you can double pin onto Jamie.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Hang on.
I don't get everybody.
If I mute everyone, then try it, alright? Now try it. I'm on. Double tap on my bit, my screen. And then it should come up with an option. If not, on my screen, there's 3 little dots at the top. You click on those and it gives you options.
Jamie, are you? Oh,
Hello?
sorry, Anne. It's okay, but I can't even hear Jamie now. I can't see.
But I wasn't talking.
That's all right. Good. Jamie, I've just got a question. When you're drawing like this, I know you're much more experienced, but are you measuring all the time, or are you using the negative space once you've got the basics in place?
Right, so when I drew this one on the screen over there, the one in the middle, I measured everything as I went along and double checked and triple checked everything.
Okay.
And then when I moved the arms around, you know, once you've drawn in a very light arm or leg, then look at the space that's in between, you know, and if it doesn't look quite right, then you can move it, can't you? Move it slightly. Often, like I said, I'll use a sort of I almost like a stick sort of person. I'll use an angle like this to work out, you know, if I've got that shape right, like this over here. You see what I mean? And
Yeah,
then I'll measure it off a bit more.
Yeah, because I do tend to find it much easier to use negative space to get things right.
Yeah, I mean, this is quite in a sense it's quite rigid, isn't it, this way of working?
Yeah.
You know, and when you but we're trying to sort of get to the basics of how you actually look at a figure and compare different elements to measure it off. But later on, I mean, like this one that I did, this one that I've been doing, let me just switch these off a second. So this one that I've been doing, I have literally done that just by sight. So, okay, you know, I will be comparing different bits off against each other, but I was literally drawing the angles, redrawing them, moving bits of them around and so forth. So, you know, and I did measure off, say, the head against the forearm and the head against the other forearm, how big the hand is compared to the head. So I mean that is a very comparative way of drawing, so you're really looking at different things. And then of course I looked at this shape here on the rock, or this shape here, or the shape in between the legs, and so on. So that, I mean, there's a lot of the shapes, but there's also the angles and then the proportions. So you can see, I mean, there's quite a lot to think about, but then, you know, this is what you practice and improve on. Does that help? A little bit.
Yeah, that does help, thanks.
Great.
The hips generally seem to come up a bit narrower than the torso
Yeah.
edge before the biceps.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely see that, can't you, when you're looking at the screen there, how small that the bit below the torso is quite small, really, isn't it, in comparison?
Disappeared altogether, Jamie.
Hello?
Oh, you're back.
Hello?
Right.
You got me back.
Got you back. Yeah. This is better. This one's better because the head's smaller.
Ah.
What are we on to next?
Are you ready?
Yes.
That's what you laughing.
Do two, Linda.
No. How's everyone else getting on?
I've done two.
You've done 2 already.
Well, no, I've done 2 altogether.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Is everybody else ready for the next one?
Put a smile on mine again.
A smile. Happy to be here.
Give him a smile.
I'm still convinced it's where the Doctor Who people got the idea for the Cybermen from.
Probably.
It's because of the shape of the eye, around the eyes, isn't it? I think.
Yes. Yeah.
And then, yeah, stiff looking. Right. Okay. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye bye.
It's called masochism. Yes. Masochism.
Right. Bring it to the front. There you go. Oh.
Oh, my Godfathers.
Hang on. Let me just. I'm just trying to see which one we're going to use.
No, we lost him. There he is.
Oh, that's awful. Ah.
Oh, my God.
I bet you glad you asked now.
No, I'm not.
It's that one or the last one I showed.
I don't know, the one before, please.
Yeah, definitely the one before.
I don't like
Yeah?
that Frenchy arm. I never draw that.
Well, that's foreshortening, which was something else I wanted you to try. But if you don't want to try it,
That looks a bit easier than the other one.
this
Well,
one.
No, it didn't. That looks hard. Oh, I've got a little short-legged man this time. A very short leg.
The one on the right.
The one on the right, yeah. The one in the middle, that's the diagram. Just to remind you of the proportions. I tried to
Oh,
put
yeah,
that
yeah.
up.
Right.
Yeah. This one.
We're doing the one on the right.
One on the right. Yes. I'll
His
just.
head's not level.
It's because it's jumping. If you were jumping like that,
What do you want?
if you were jumping like that, your head wouldn't be level.
Jamie, excuse me. I'm going to be sensible and ask how big his head's going to be this time.
Well,
Oh, dear.
I would still go for 3.
3.
Yes.
I did it 3.5 last time, but we need more room, don't we, this time?
Yeah.
I kept getting mixed up with the last one. It's got bits that were one and bits that are the other.
Can everyone see him okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take a photo and so I know what I'm doing.
Well, if you want your own picture of him, or if you can get him off the website as well. He's on there. Yeah, I put all these photos on there just
Oh,
underneath.
it wasn't there yesterday.
Oh, they were.
Oh,
Jamie, any ideas why I'm not getting your emails through?
Are you getting any other emails through?
Yes. And I'm not on Facebook. Are you sending this to a Facebook group? Because I'm not Facebook.
No. No,
Why
it's
isn't it
email. Why don't you text me your email address, and I'll check it against the one I've got,
Okay.
and then we'll try again.
I'll
Otherwise,
do it.
I'll just text it to you next week.
Amy, can
Yeah.
I interrupt now?
Yeah.
I'm not feeling too well.
Okay.
I'm going to go now.
Yeah.
And I shall miss you all next week because I'll be in hospital.
Oh, right.
I've got to have my appendix out, so
oh,
not too bad. But
good luck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good luck.
very much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to
happy?
leave you now, but I keep getting really, really tired. So
Are you having Mr. Shukla? Is Mr. Shukla doing it? No.
no, a man called Mr. Abdui.
Won't you? Right. Oh, well,
It's really nice. I didn't want to interrupt, but I am
no, we'll think about you. When
Yeah.
are you going in?
next Monday.
Right.
Hello.
So thank you all. And,
Yeah. Take care, Anne. Take
I'll
care.
catch you later. So
See you again
thanks for
soon.
drawing.
Bye.
I just wanted to not miss the beginning. So
Yeah. Well, don't forget to practice drawing your figures.
no, I'm glad I'm doing it. And you'll put it on, Jamie, won't you, so I can see the rest of the class, so I know what's next.
Yeah. I will
Thank
do.
you ever so much, then. Sorry to be a bit of a.
That's all right.
No, we're okay.
I'm
You're
on
tired. You're
my
tired.
knees. It's tiredness.
Annie,
Okay, thanks. And I'm loving this. This has really
Annie.
cheered me up tonight, actually.
Annie, I've got to go and have my bleeding done next month.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Okay.
Boys are getting old. Okay.
Well, the apprehension isn't very nice, so we'll think about you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Well done. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. I'm not sure how I leave. I write.
It's okay.
Up the centre line.
So like you got a sore throat.
Jamie, sorry, is the head on this one far off the centre?
Well, you've got the center. You've got the center of the body, haven't you, going from the head down, but the head is slightly tilted backwards. But it'll still, the measurements will still be the same. So it'll still be one, one head is going to be 3 centimeters to get you started, and then after that, you can move down the body. The torso and the waist and everything are pretty straight, aren't they? There.
This is the last one I'm doing. I'm not doing.
Well, this is the last one, and then I'm going to get Fabio out.
Oh no, I'm going to be there. You'll get excited. This one's got a bosom. Can't see it, Jamie. I'm looking at Linda and I'm drawing Linda now.
Oh, thank you. Oh, dear. I have to admit, I haven't been drawn since I was at school, and the art teacher in school got me to dress up wearing my Sea Rangers uniform, and everybody had to drill me.
Brilliant. Very good. Can I have it back?
I don't know what happened to
Hello.
the drawing, because I had the teacher's copy of it, and I thought I'd kept it, but I'm not quite certain what happened to it eventually.
That was interesting.
Shall I move the chap in the middle? Do you want him still?
Yeah, I think he ought to go because I'll start drawing him again.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move him. Bye bye. Here you go.
Right now then, this funny thing.
It does feel like it's funny.
It's the
I'm
Morecambe.
drawing you.
He's almost doing the Morecambe and Wise jump. This guy.
Have him back, Jamie.
Hello.
I want him back.
Oh, you want the man back?
Thank you.
Okay, hold on.
This is a
Find it.
bit
There you go.
gruesome.
I'm not going to get this right.
I'm not.
Give it a
I
go.
can't see.
Be positive.
I can't see it, Jamie. You've gone again.
Hmm?
I can't see it.
Because every time somebody speaks, they get focused.
Well, shall I mute? Shall I mute everyone
Yeah.
off for a bit, and then
Yeah.
we'll just it'll just be me warbling on.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, here we go. So you should have me on now. I'll make him a bit smaller just to give a bit more space. So the torso on the diagram there comes down to about 3.5, so I've used that as my point there to get this side view of the chap. And it's a very boxy sort of rigid shape, as we were saying earlier. And then we've got the ball for the waist. And then below that, just over halfway, 3/4 of the way, and that sort of measurement. Next bit. Coming a bit closer. And then to work out the angles of the arms on here, I'm just going to draw a line to start with. And I'm still keeping an eye on the negative shape, which is between the head and the arm, to help me with that angle a little bit. I might need to adjust it as I go along, but that's okay. And this elbow that's in the air there is kind of in line with the bottom of the head. You draw, goes horizontally across, you can see that. And then the forearm just comes above where the head is. So I've got this kind of angle now. And then I can put in the wrist and the hand above it. I can thicken it up. Check this measurement off. It's about right. So the height of the head against the length of the arm there and the forearm, it's about right. And actually these head height measurements on here are quite helpful, especially for this forearm down here. So there we go, got that one in. And then again another line to represent where this arm is coming from. So if I imagine this as being see-through the torso, the ball joint thing is going to be around this area here. So then I can put this line angle in to represent where that goes. And then just at the bottom here, that comes around a bit more there, just at the bottom here is where the ball joint is for the arm again. Put that in. And then off the other way, I'll take the measurement off the head, bring that over here, and we can put the forearm in. Get the angles and the negative shapes again. Shape here comes around a little bit more. There we go. So got those in. Now we go down to the legs. So there's the first ball joint just there, which comes down to the bottom of number 4, and that's the same on the diagram there that we put up earlier. Draw the angle. So this thigh is going to come just below number 5 because there's the knees down there as well, like that. And then the other way, see the knee's going to be higher, so I can work out the height or where the knee's going to be according to where the thigh is there, across that way. And then I can look up as well, because I can see that the knee is in front of this elbow. So we need to make sure that that goes that way as well. or measured up to the forearm. So there I've got my second thigh shape, and my first one that I did just down here, got that in, and then I'm going to go back down again to the next one. So I can also measure the length of the shin and match it up perhaps to the head, or work out how many heads are going to fit into that. So I can measure that off again. And I think the shin is going to be just a bit, is going to be a bit more than the height of the head as well. Yeah, so it's about 1¼ There's one, a little bit more just there. Check my angle. First one, and then we're going to use the same measurement as here for the second shin bone or shin. So it's sort of around this area here, like that. And then I can see where the heel, if the heel kind of lines up to the middle of the shin bone over there, then I know I've got that right. And it should come out just in front of the knee. So I've got that too. There we go. I can put in my ankle joint. Okay, now I can measure also the length of the foot, the one that's in the air at the front against the head, and I think that's going to be about 1 head, which will go with what we were talking about earlier, about the foot being about a head in width. Obviously that makes the foot feel quite big, but these are the standard sort of proportions that tend to be used, this sort of thing. Actually, the angle of his foot is going up a little bit more. Check the end of the foot, kind of level with where the hand is. That's good. Slightly bigger there. And then the other foot is just pointing downwards, so I can take that measurement, get the angle right for that, and pop that foot in. There. I can use that vertical wire that's holding up the whole figure, and it comes off of the thigh. You can see it just comes off the thigh on the right hand side of the drawing and goes straight vertically down. And then we've got this oval shape representing where the stand is, and the edge of the stand comes up just to the front of the groin area, just there, so we can sort of put that circle shape in like that. And we've got the figure drawn in. The shape of the head, I could just change that a little bit. A bit more of a curve. And add some tone. The tone's going to help to bring out the effect of the 3D form a little bit more. Make it stand out. Just literally putting in the shadows that I can see on the photo from the screen. A bit of shadow just under there. Shadow there from the leg. Slight more curve over there. Give this a bit more back. So I mean, this is part of what you're doing really, is learning by looking. So you'll learn more as you progress. You'll learn more because you'll notice more. You'll notice things that you've done wrong or that aren't quite in the right place. But that's part of, you know, the joy of looking at things.
Jamie, can you look at mine? Because I'm not certain about this one.
Yep.
Might be.
Okay, hold on. Replace pin. There we go. Okay, so from what I can see, the legs are a little bit shorter. Yeah. So the shin, when I measured the shins, for example, when I was talking just a minute ago, the distance from here to here is more than a head.
Right.
Okay, so check that. If I go off the model,
It's more than a head.
Yeah.
It's the same as the head on the other one, so that one's got to come down longer.
Yeah, yeah, you can see it, can't you, when you look there?
I do that.
Yeah, it's like a third of a head bigger. That shin, for example.
It looks miles out now. Now I've made it longer. But it's now the same length as the other one.
Yeah, so the thigh as well is about the same on my model that I've got here.
The thigh is about the same. The right thigh won't be because it's hidden behind the leg.
Yeah, the right thigh is slightly hidden, isn't it? The leading leg. Yeah, yeah. It goes underneath, doesn't it? Underneath the next bit up.
It's a bit like the right arm is partly hidden as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. When I was talking about that earlier, I was saying if you imagine it as a block and you can see through to the other side, you'd have the ball on there, wouldn't you, on the side there? Yeah, I could see that I've got this angle can be slightly different here as well.
It's turning around there.
So we're going to have a couple of more minutes just finishing these ones off, and then we'll go over to Sergio. Not Sergio. I said, what was his name again?
Fabio.
Fabio! That's right. So if anyone, does anyone else need a little bit of help or want me to look at theirs just before we change again? Jackie, hang on. Unmute. Can you unmute yourself if you want me to?
I think it's perfect. What do you think?
Yeah, move it up slightly. Yeah, it's just that, I mean, the legs are just a bit thin, aren't they? The limbs are a little bit thinner. They do look really thin at this angle, don't they? I think though, if you thicken them up a little bit, that will improve it, definitely. Yeah, and just look at the shape of the waist bit, if you see what I mean. Just have another close look at that. There's just a few minor bits there to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if you do look at those limbs, they are quite slim, aren't they? Even on the photograph.
Jamie, can you show me Fabio so I can go and print him off again?
Yeah. Fabio, hold on. He's a bit elusive, is Fabio. There he is. Bring him up to the top. There he is.
I can't print off, so I don't know what to do.
Well, I'll have him on screen, so you can work from screen in a second. Is that all right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll just remove Fabio a second. Fabio. Fabulous Fabio.
And he won't be by the time we finish with him. He won't be fabulous at all.
Oh, we will.
Right, if you say so.
I do so.
Do so. Dr. Johnson's philosophy. To him who lives well, every stage in life is good.
That's right.
Even drawing Fabio. Oh, God.
Good old Fabio.
Right, Fabio, here we come.
Are we ready for Fabio?
Ever.
Everyone goes, yes! Okay.
Oh, what's Netflix?
Right. Here's Mr. Fabio then. So let's make him a bit taller. Now I measured him earlier, and so did everybody else at the classes, and we made him about 6 heads high. So have a look and see what you think. Is Fabio 6 heads high? Is he a bit more than that? I'll do it as well.
More than 6.
So measuring them off the screen, I've made 7.
Thought 7.
So how many did I'll tell you what, if you don't want to say it, hold it up with your fingers or put it in the chat box. You got 7. Okay, cool. 6. Oh no, 6. Sorry, you got. And 6.
7.
Mary's got 6.
Yeah, I got 7.
Who got 7? Sorry.
I got 7.
Fran got
I got-
7. Yeah.
7.
Okay. All right. Oh, 7 down there as well.
7.
Nell got 7. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. So it's the same routine. Obviously, this is a bit nicer to draw than a wooden person. Again, if you've got 7 or you've got 6, use the measurement that you've got. I now think it's 7, having measured on the screen, but earlier I got 6, so I don't know why that is exactly. Obviously, I wasn't doing it right at some point. So again, draw the 7 spaces that you're going to need. Obviously, the limbs, like the last drawing, the limbs aren't kind of splayed out everywhere. He's just kind of standing there, isn't he? So you can draw that. The only thing I pointed out before was that his head is actually leaning forward slightly, so it's slightly foreshortened. But otherwise, we've got a pretty straightforward figure to draw. But this time we can see obviously the muscular tones and things like that that we can put in as extra detail. So we've got about 20 minutes to work on this one.
Could you move it slightly towards the middle of the screen? That's lovely.
Is that better?
Is that all right for everybody else? Thank you.
Yeah, that's probably, that's a good point actually, because I'm working on a 16 by 9 screen here. So some of you might have a different size screen, so thanks for that. That's good. Right, so same routine. Often with figures as well, you can use the head as a measurement, of course, but then rather than like working out where body parts are, you can also use clothing. So you can work out how many heads it is down to the top of his shorts or to the legs on it, shorts on his legs and stuff. So you can do that. And then when we look at people that are wearing more clothing and things in the future, we can use that as a measurement as well, different areas of clothing. So see how you get on with this one.
Vicky, if we don't finish this today, we carry on with it next week.
Yeah, we can have a little bit of extra time on this one. Yeah, certainly.
Sorry, I wasn't measuring when everybody else did. I made it 6.
You made it 6, yeah.
6 and a little bit.
I
got
measured
down
it.
to ankle on 6.
I measured it about 2 or 3 times, and I did get 7.
Maybe a fraction though.
7.
Can I have him back, Jamie?
Yep. I'll mute everyone again if
You
that's
have
all
to
right.
mute us, though, yeah.
Yeah. And then that'll make it easier for everyone to. Hey. Right.
Hi.
Right, yeah. We're on the last fella now. Drawings. We've called him Fabio.
Hi, everyone.
They can't hear you. I've muted.
Ah.
I had to mute them because every time I spoke or they spoke,
Okay.
I went off screen. So
Oh, right. Okay.
yeah.
Why have you chosen him? Hunky man in underpants. Why have you chosen him?
Because it's a figure and
Okay.
he's standing straight forward. Look, Sasha's there. Look.
Oh, yeah, there's Sasha. Hey, Sasha.
Hang on. I want to mute.
Hi, Sasha.
Hi, Sasha.
Hello, everyone.
I say,
Sophie's just got back from the youth club.
Hey. Okay. I'm off.
Okay.
you have a picture back, Jamie, please.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
These kisses, it puts you off.
I know. Yeah, I know. I'm all 6s and 7s now.
There you are. No.
Yeah.
Are we actually meant to be trying to put detail in on this, or are
Yeah.
we just meant to? Yeah.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah. Go for it
Okay.
as much as you can. You can use some of the skills that we learned from drawing the mannequin to get everything in the right place, and then obviously you can start to add some of the muscles and so forth. You can see here I'm sketching this really quite loosely at the moment.
The drawing's half off the screen.
Oh, sorry, there you go.
I think my husband's got Spanish guitar music on downstairs.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know about Spanish guitar music and you know, a young boy who we're thinking of as being Italian. I mean, it's making us think of the Mediterranean, isn't it?
Yeah. It's themed.
We wish. An Italian restaurant would be nice. Mm.
Was that a growl from somebody?
Yeah.
An Italian
Mm.
restaurant would be nice. In Rome, even in Rome, it would be nice.
Well, we have got one, but it's just not open. I think I remember reopened.
Haven't been out since November. I've been cooped up. Like a chicken, I'm going to pluck.
Can't do any more work if I just sat on my drawing.
Sorry, what's that?
Then I can't do any more. I just sat on Fabio.
Been sabotaged.
Been sabotaged. Yeah.
Oh dear.
I've lost the picture, Jamie.
Hello.
Lost the Italian boy. Muscles and all.
Muscles and everything.
Yeah, he's got some quite spectacular ones, hasn't he?
Yeah. Guns. He's got guns.
Yeah. I've lost him again.
Fabio. Is he back now?
I thought he'd got a vest on, but he hasn't.
He's got a muscle vest on.
No, he hasn't got a vest on. I've drawn him in a vest. I don't know.
String vest.
My imagination.
I
Oh dear.
suppose he'd look quite nice in a string vest.
Can I have him back, James?
Yeah.
Come on.
Is he back now?
It's nearly 9 o'clock. You're okay. I'm going to have to text you my email address because I've got to have these pictures.
Yeah,
I can't do it from memory. I wonder what's gone wrong. It usually goes into junk anyway, but I can usually get it out.
Yeah, I don't know why you've. Well, you last term you did text me. Well, not every week, but you did text me, didn't you, in the week?
No,
and
because
say,
I
"Oh,
wasn't getting the password through and there's
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. But then one week, I think you did get it through once or twice, didn't you? I don't know.
What it
If you
is.
send me your
Must,
email.
must be Catherine that's the problem.
Is his right foot missing on your copy of the?
Yeah, there's a signature. Well, there's a bit of writing over the top of it, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So add the shadows in that you can see that that are cast by his arms and stuff, because that really helps to illustrate him a bit better.
I think we drew his shorts black at the time.
Well, yeah. It's Calvin Klein's.
Quite pleasant having Spanish music playing in the background.
Is it guitar?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been listening to some guitar, Spanish guitar actually. Well, quite enjoy it.
So it sounds a bit like Nights in the Garden of Spain, but I'm not certain.
I've got a bit more culture in rules. I can hear football.
Whereabouts in Raunds are you?
I'm not in Rules. I'm in Kettering, on the edge of Kettering, near Walkton village. I've got a friend who lives on Rotten Road in Rules.
No, it's a nice part of town, that, because it's part of the old part of the town.
Is it? It's a stone row, I think, yeah. Yeah. Well, my boy, you're beginning to look quite moody.
Right, message to
Mine looks like Cliff Richards in drag.
Cliff Richard in drag. Wow.
Mm.
Something you don't see every day.
No, you don't. Mm. Had concentrated more at school.